Now my prayer was like, I don't understand. I said I don't want to wake up. Before doing anything, I needed to drink. I had the trembles. I used to shake. I used to hate it glass because by the time I have, let me go to rehab to get them off my back. Now, Madam Speaker, I stay in my addiction for 8 to 9 years. I think as alcoholics and addicts, we always the last people to see that we have a problem.
Welcome to the Safe Space Chats podcast with Madam Speaker. My name is Perseverance Maremeni, also known as Madam Speaker, also known as the CEO of Self-Love. If you're joining for the first time, welcome to the family of healing, self-love, and motivation. And if you're returning, thank you so much for the continuous love and support that you are showing us. We are recording at number 7, Cedric Road in Isandovale. So if you want to come through Bazalwane, you're more than welcome to do that. And also, there's a number that's appearing on your screen right now. That is our number. That you can reach out to us if you have a story to share so that we can sit like we are today with our beautiful sister who's going to introduce herself, and we'll go straight into the reason why we are here today. My sister.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm all right.
Please introduce yourself to the viewers at home.
So my name is Lebohang Tau, and usually when I introduce myself, I like to say I'm Lebohang Tau and I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic. I think the viewers will hear more of my story as we go along. But yeah, Lebohang. I'm originally from Portland, and yeah.
Okay. You're so beautiful, hey? And we've been complimenting you and your hair and everything. And they better know out there, or listen, we have a very beautiful person in studio here today.
Wasn't always like this, but thank you so much. Wasn't always like this.
You know what? This is such a beautiful testimony because even the results are visible, you know? So you wrote to us. And you want to share your story.
Yes.
Just dive straight into it.
All right. So like I said, I'm Lebohang Tau and I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic. So I grew up in a very loving family. I didn't have any struggles. I think my family, we're not rich, but they're wealthy. They could afford. I'm the third born out of 4. I have an older sister, a brother who accompanied me today. And my younger sister. Then, of course, I have my nieces and nephews. My parents are still alive, and I'm so grateful for that. Where they lived to see the day I sober up and better my life. Went to all the good schools. Never failed a grade in my life. So life, man, was pretty okay.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have any struggles, no traumatic experiences or anything.
You know, I think it's very good that you're sharing this, you know, because we always associate being able to be addicted to something and recover. We associate it with something bad. You must have a poor background. You must have traumas. You must have this and that. So for you to actually say this, that you didn't experience any of that, that's a game changer altogether.
No.
Yeah.
I won't lie. Like I'm saying, Kore, I'm a PSP type of girl, if you understand. Now I grew up, I was privileged to have such things. Every latest thing or every word I had, you understand? So no traumatic experience, no family that was abusing me or growing up in abusive family or I won't lie.
Yeah.
I had the good life. Although like I'm saying, we're not like rich,
Yes.
but
You're
we're
well
a family
off,
that
you know.
could, that could afford, you understand? And my mom and dad did more than they could. In all honesty. So went to school primary. Like I said, never felt a grade in my life. Go to high school. All is well. And then when I applied, I remember I wanted to do clinical psychology. But then I'm not that good in meds and all the, do you understand? So I needed to upgrade. So fine, I did my matric and then the following year I upgrade. And then I go back, I'm like, you know what? Let's try and change. So again, I have a hassle going into UJ. So my mom is like, you can't sit well. And my dad, you can't sit around. So what do we do? Looked around and then I went to Demlin, actually the one in Randburg. So I go to Demlin and I change. I do human resource management. But of course, there is still the psych part of it, which is industrial psychology. So I'm like, okay, I'm not that way off the mark to what I actually wanted to do. First year was okay. Again, passed properly. Second year, I think now I'm used to the place, I'm used to the environment, I'm used to the people. It started slowly. Every Friday we go out to drink. And then it became Friday, Saturday. And then it became Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then it became Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Sure.
And so it goes. Yes. And for me, everything escalated very, very fast. I don't know what happened from there, but I know for the remainder of the year, I did not attend. I did not submit any assignments. I did not write any exam. My parents could see that there was something that was just not adding up because I wasn't living in Dres or what. I was traveling to and forth home. Come end of the year, they need my results. There's no results because basically I wasn't in school. Yeah. So there's no results, and then they like our confirmations. Our suspicions are confirmed. Okay, so what do? We're not going to pay for you. It's either you go and get help, we'll assist you, and then when you come back, you'll clean up your life or do whatever you want to do.
So tough love. By then, did they know what was wrong?
But yes, like I say, the suspicions were there. But I think because there were talks in between, something is not right going. Nobody can drink like this. Now I thought, right, I have it under control. But alcohol, when it sees people, it actually shows off. So I'd be walking properly, but as soon as I see them, give me a step. Those type of things. So they could tell. And literally during the year, there were concerns. They used to ask me, but oh well. But coming of the year, it was like, they done. Yeah. And literally during the year, we've had a little uncomfortable conversations and what around that, because in all honesty, they did see that something was wrong. Yeah. But to which extent, I think that is what they hadn't picked up. Yeah. So, okay, fine, I'll go to rehab. They won't pay for me. They definitely not going to give me any money. So what is there to do? Yeah. Let me go to rehab to get them off my back.
So you were not doing it for yourself by then?
No. Yeah. Not at all. Okay. I didn't realize I have a problem by then. I think as alcoholics and addicts, we're always the last people to see that we have a problem. I didn't realize I have a problem. For me, I was enjoying my youth. You know, we always say, I'm enjoying my youth. That was me, period. So I go to rehab in Pretoria 3 months. I come back. If I didn't relapse the first day, I think I relapsed the second day. Because for me, it was just, okay, I'll go just to get them off my back. But a relapse, I always say to somebody that reaches out and says, Lebo, I need help. I ask them, are you 100% sure? Because I'll tell you something, a relapse hits you 100 times more than when you were using. Yeah. There is something, I think it's because your higher power, we refer to our God as a higher power so as not to, because it's a religious program that helped me. It's a spiritual, it's not a religious, yes. So I think it's because our higher power, or we know that there is help out there. So I think your higher power is trying to show you, I saved you, but then you're still going back. I relapsed and it hit me. It hit me so bad. Of course, now my parents are still like, we are not going to pay for anything. And this God that I pray for blesses me with jobs, in and out. I've got jobs, but now my timeline was 3 months and then I get bored. Or every month end when I get paid, I no longer go there. Why am I still going to work? I get it. That is why I was working. So I got the money. I stay home and get drunk. Lay in between. Now you could put me in any place. Any place. I don't care whether Kimo, Kiko, Rustenburg, or wherever. It's like I could, that is where I'm going to get my alcohol. I don't care where it is. So even in my work environment, now it's like
so everywhere you go, it's like you attract your tribe. You find your tribe everywhere you go. Yeah.
I don't know how, but it just happens. And it just happens. Even limo, if I was still drinking, trust me, in this area, but you understand, I can see it's a magnet or kirking. But I get these jobs and I always abscond. I just get bored. But funny enough is that God keeps blessing me with jobs. I can do maybe 3 months. Yeah. As soon as I all I get fela. And now I could support my habit. And there's nothing they can tell me. Do you understand?
Yeah. There is, you don't depend on them anymore. No. So, yeah.
Do you understand? Lansi bari, hey, it's my house. I'm like, oh God. There we go again. Do you understand? And that's another thing about alcohol and drugs. Something in you dies. I don't care. Lani bakare moa how ing or papa how ing. I don't know. Your conscience, like there is wrong and wrong, right. Basically.
So it numbs your conscience.
Yes. Yes.
And I don't think when you start, your intention is to numb your conscience,
Yes.
because I mean, like you said, that you didn't have traumas, nothing like that. So you had nothing to numb it for anyway, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever traumas I may have or I may had, which I'm still dealing with, some I'm still dealing with, it happened during my addiction, not before. Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever ileng yang okerela that ileng yang traumatizer or hurt me really bad, it was in my addiction, not before.
Yeah.
So I'm working, they can't tell me anything. Now, Madam Speaker, I stay in my addiction for 8 to 9 years. So for that 8 to 9 years, now that I'm looking at it sickly sober, it's not even my addiction. So basically, I terrorize my family for 8 to 9 years. I give them sleepless night for 8 to 9 years. I hurt them for 8 to 9 years. Those tears, till today, it still pains me. There's a lot.
Yeah.
But then at that time, for me, it was I'm having fun. But now I'm looking at it as kele soba hore yo. I put my family through a lot, not for a month or two, but for almost 10
almost
years.
A decade.
Yes, almost a decade. Do you understand? Can I ever make that okay? What I know is that every day I try and be a better person than I was yesterday. I can't turn back the hands of time, but I know hore, as I heal, so do they. But then I need to show them. I can't go back and say sorry. I do my amends, which are living amends on a daily basis. People don't understand. Saying sorry is something else. Making amends is doing right what you initially did wrong.
Yeah.
For me, what I initially did wrong or what I took away from them, I'm now giving back in a sense of I'm a daughter, I'm an aunt, I'm a sister, mother. Whatever I took away, I'm now giving back. In the community, the very same community that said, oh, never. Do you understand? I've learned to forgive them and I've learned to give back to them in whatever little way that I possibly can. I hold no grudges to anybody, and what happened, and I must always remember they had a right to say these type of things because of what I was also doing to them. So I didn't only terrorize my family in sense, I terrorized the community. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I'm in this addiction. And then after that, I think the 9th year, I felt like I can't. But of course, get about and just get a break. So I admit myself to rehab again. But this time it's just for 6 weeks. I come back, I stay sober for about 6 or 7 months. But then again, there are certain things that you need to do when you come out of rehab. Like they tell you, don't go back to the same people, places, and playmates. Do your meetings, do that. You understand there's certain things that we do. For me, I just felt like I can't. I just want to rest. I just want to stay at home. I think also physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, I was drained. I was really, really drained. So I just would stay at home. And then I relapsed again. But this is the thing. I didn't wake up in the morning saying, today I'm going to drink. I had no desire whatsoever. But again, I was told to stay away from people, playthings, and playmates. Old friend of mine calls me. My other friend is celebrating their birthday during the week. It's nothing big, man. Just come, celebrate this and whatnot. And I go. First, I was drinking Coke. It was fine. And then they say, hi, man, just one shot won't hurt you. I'm like, you know what? My problem was the vodka and the beers, but not the ciders. So rather buy me ciders. I can't go back to the bottle. I think I drank about 3 cans. And by the 3rd one, I was like, bring me the real thing, which is the bottle. And from there, again, everything escalated very fast. But now this is my 3rd attempt to this. So relapse in Shapa, I don't know, 1,000,000 times harder.
Than the previous one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Within 2 months, I was back at rehab. That is how bad it was for me. I had changed. Nekisi black man, nekili navy blue. I had lost weight. That's why how are you so beautiful? I'm like, I wasn't always like this. You'd be surprised. I was a size 26. Nekili mukan. Remember with alcohol, Leona, before I was at that stage where before eating, before doing anything, I needed to drink. I had the trembles. I used to shake. I used to hate the glass because by the time I have my shaking, so I needed to use a bottle. Do you understand? But as soon as I one or say two, then my system was sharp. I'm bad this time. Bad. But something was different. It wasn't just about my physical appearance or whatever you see. Something in me had died. And people don't understand because Lina, I can't put it into words. But something in me had died. Now, a lot of people go to sleep. But thank you, God, I've seen another day. Kikupa untuse and wake me up in the morning. Now my prayer was like, I don't understand. I said, I don't want to wake up.
Sure.
I don't. So please, when I close my eyes right now, please, I do not want to wake up. That was how bad I had lost myself. And there's this void inside of me. I can't exactly pinpoint what's wrong, but I know where something is not right inside of me. I just know where there is something. I don't know if there is something or someone or some place that I'm missing. I don't know, but I know where something is just not right in me. Now, this time around, like I was at my lowest. Something in me had seriously died. So I go to rehab. This time, it's me. Because I feel like I can't. I've had some few suicide attempts, but I think I'll say it in the most, I think I'm a bit of a coward. So someone who like training or I slit my wrist a couple of times, drank a bit of overdose pills there and there, but I don't know. I didn't go to that extreme or I finish up the job. Do you understand? But the desire to just sleep and never wake up, it's there.
Yeah.
Like I can't anymore. So this is my third attempt. Go to rehab. But something, the desire to want to stop, the desire to have a better life, the desire to reunite with my family, the desire to bring peace to my family once more. Because what I did is that Gilekanka smile from my mother and my father and my siblings' faces. Whoever or wherever I'm drinking, but you understand? I gave them the joy, whatever I took from my parents, the happiness, the joy, whatever. I took it and gave it to my sport or my friends, or whoever, basically. Because me spending my money and whatnot, but what is happening at home?
Yeah.
Understand?
Breaking them even more.
Yes. So I'm there and I'm like, dear God, help me this time. Help me. 6 weeks here fail. I remember walking out the gates. And the gates were the last time Gilly discharged. I'm like, dear God, this time around, it's either you help me or you take me. Genuinely. Yeah. One of the two has to happen. But please help me or take me. I'm still down. I'm down, man. I can't energy pilo. I can't but Gazam was strong. I'm trying to forgive myself. Remember hore sharp. I was a student. There's so much of regrets, Monayano. I messed up go skolong. I don't have a penny to my name. I cannot like everything just comes.
Yeah.
And it's a bit too heavy. But I'm like, okay, this time around, I'm taking this journey for the very last time. So I do what is required of me. They say go to meetings, do this, do that. I do everything about kids. And slowly but surely, I think God started to answer me because something in me started to change. The desire to want to live again, the desire to go for everything they said you'd never have.
Yeah.
You understand?
You are adamant to actually get everything.
Yes. And so what is everything that they said I'd never have? And then I'm like, dear God, answer me. because I cannot the desire ya khutlela ke lo bala what I was studying. I don't know, I'm just not there. And he answers me and he says there are people like you out there that are not understood. Well, please, I need you to go and help them. That is what I need you to do. But even when you're doing that, I will make sure you have food on your table. I will make sure you have clothes on your back. I will make sure you have a roof over your head. You understand? But utlon sebeletsa. I'm like, okay, cool. That is why I say, na my inner voice, because one direct. I'm like, okay, cool. But then, how do I do this?
Yeah.
I changed my course. But initially, I started volunteering. Modi Rehab, so I'd go and help them to get into rehabs and those type of thing. And okay, but I understand you saying I must do this, but what do I do? He says it's cool, I'll give you a job. It's not the ideal job, but you will be working. Yeah. You understand? And I get a job at a restaurant. Not exactly my type of line of job in Nkabike, but it's fine. It's fine. I have my life coach who says to me, you are going to work. You are going to work. I'm like, but I want to go to school and I want to do this course. It's called addiction counseling. So it's basically you deal about addiction and then in a little trauma counseling and whatnot, but it's a whole package. And my life coach says to me, you're going to pay your own fees. You are not going to use a dime from your parents. Enough is enough. If it means you save up for the next 5 years, so be it. But then you'll thank me the day or what is it that I'm trying to do. Okay, the fees are not that steep. So I'm able to save up and pay. And I'm still dragging my feet. And then I'm like, shoot, because I was home studying now. Because I'm working and then I'm like, shoot. And the hours ranting, they're pretty heavy. You know, really na talk about my 12 one. Come the day while I'm like, shoot, I'm behind. Yeah. His words, I think my life coach came to me, one day you'll understand why it's a wee battle. And then get cross night like hell for the coming weeks. Why? Because my money.
Yes, it's your money that's actually paying. Yeah.
And what do you know? I get my certificate.
Sure.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, now I understand what this man meant.
Yeah.
I'm Googling the last time the email. I just apply. Apply, get the rehab. And I think it was 3 or 4 rehabs that replied to me same time. Same time. At that time, a bit financially not that much stable, but then I also want to get my own space. But ready now we came like a man. Now it's like my higher power is hearing this. Okay, I post to say I apply. Get apply, I could say 4. I remember one was in Free State, one was in Midrand, and the other was in Rustenburg. It was 3 because Babamba, it was way later. Anyway, they all call me. I go to the interviews and get Free State. He calls for they call first anyway, and then I moved to Free State. On the very same day, go Free State. The other 2 bunches are when can you start? I got the other ones. So now it's just a matter of weighing. Yeah. But I'm like, hey, it's fine because the reply bill. Let me just stay here. Yeah, it's okay. Well, this is that there must be a reason. And yes, there is a reason because I wanted to move out. I wanted my own place. And there, Bamfa accommodation. I still want to carry on with my studies. They understand what I also need to study. And then what I'm doing, I'm also working with alcoholics and addicts, which is the greatest joy because I'm doing it till today. It's the greatest joy. So I start working and all is well. But now I'm back this side because last year, what started off as pneumonia, I went back home and then I went back to work, but double pneumonia.
Sure.
And then I had to come back home because the facilities, they're not really good. So I think I stayed home, in and out of hospital for about 3 or 4 months. And now there's other things they're uncovering, like my heart is taking too much strain, this and this and this. And you know, a lot of people worry, hey, lifuing. And I was like, hey, if you feel it's the end of the road, it's fine. Do you understand? And I'm cool with it. I think the greatest thing is at least I'm going to meet my maker get sober. Do you understand?
Sober, yes.
Yeah. And at least I can see about yeah.
They've got to see this healed version of you.
And they didn't get a call about it. You know, like other parents do. But told you call So there's like a lot of people don't understand hore addiction man. Abaiketse, hariketse. Yes, I'm an alcoholic, but somewhere in my journey, I also did experiment with drugs. It's just that they didn't give me that rush. Now my rush was with alcohol because I'm more of a downer person.
Okay.
So habaiketse, literally something in you dies. And I can tell you for a fact, for every alcoholic and addict out there, there's a silent voice, bakupa twos.
Yeah.
They need to be helped.
Sure. My sister, this is the first of its kind that we are sharing, this type of story. Your story is the first of its kind on our podcast, and I feel like it's going to help a lot of people, a lot of parents also on how they can support their kids. But there's a conversation that I started during the week, last week, and I was saying that I wanted us to talk about how hard it is and traumatic it is to support somebody who keeps going back to their exes or keeps going back to their abuser, right? And with your story, I think somehow we can all agree that having to have somebody who's addicted to anything, it feels it feels like you are being abused, as a parent, as a family member of that person. So what I want to know from you is, what do you think would be the best way for somebody to have enough strength to support someone? Like you're saying that these people, like when you're an addict, it's not that you don't want to do better. It's just that something has died in you and you really want to resurrect. But I am on the outside. I don't drink alcohol. And, so many times when I go to places, I'm not really much of a groove person, but if I do, or when there are parties and stuff like that, most of the times people are always trying to convince me to take, just take one shot, just take one whatever. And I don't do that, I don't. So what I want to ask is, how do I, as somebody that cannot relate to being addicted to alcohol or anything for that matter, support someone without having to hurt myself in the process?
Okay. So this is what I always tell the parents, or whether you ever which is the very same question on Putang. You need to understand one thing. You are not the cause. You cannot cure it, nor can you control it. Please understand that to you. You didn't fail as a parent. You didn't fail as husband or wife. You didn't fail as lingwana, because there are some children it's not
like
your
it's their
fault.
fault.
Yes, it's not your fault to understand the hore. Again, you are not the cause. You cannot control it, nor can you cure it. Number 2, you need to forgive yourself for being so hard on yourself, Luwen. And unfortunately, number 3, somehow you need to detach.
That's hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then there are groups telling her to go choose. And when we say detach, we don't say uskamutus.
Abandon.
No, that's not what we're saying. You help them until such a time that they realize that they need to help themselves. Do you understand
So
what
you're
I'm
just
saying?
on standby.
No. You help. Yes, we said rehab. Yes, I can do whatnot. But stop beating yourself up so much. Hore, if I can do this, or if some parents you understand, because they're trying so hard. So when I say detach, Luena, I think how one or okay, not clearly I've been trying to help them, but I can't. Phonela lebo or get somebody else. So with me, I think also Gileka accept Hantwe when somebody from the outside told me the exact same thing my parents have been telling me for the past 10 to 15 years. They told me once, it was the same thing. You need to change, you need to do this. My parents have been singing that song. I don't know, you understand. But they needed to take a step back and ask for outside help. That is what I mean. I don't mean abandon your child.
Yeah.
I mean sometimes take a step back or understand, or you cannot help them in all angles. God will bring the right people. So maybe to answer your question straight, to go yes, but sometimes I also say help from the outside. The other thing is that nobody could best understand me like another alcoholic or another addict.
Yeah.
My parents don't understand me like the people
The
that
way
I
that
go
I'm
with.
saying that I can't relate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Doctors can't understand me. No psychiatrist can understand me. No psychologist. I've been to psychologists. My mother has tried. They have tried. They were never able to understand me. I spoke to somebody that walked in my shoes, Haiwan. He understood me and everything changed. He understood. I understand what is wrong with me. I don't know. But I know something is not right because he too had been there. He knows when I speak of the void, what am I talking about? That only alcohol or drugs could fill at that moment. Because let me tell you something, when you start, it's nice. But then as you escalate, man, I remember I used to drink and cry. I used to drink and be suicidal. I used to drink and fall deeper into depression. Do you understand? So it's like Lena Otsubang. There is nothing eri enjoying who's saying, and the first thing you're thinking, Jesus Christ, I'm like panda. Because I cannot chalta bjwala, because I cannot chalta the drugs. Nobody enjoys that life. I'll tell you. But because whatever elinka mohare, sale is so deep, Milwa household, it is so dependent on the alcohol or drug, there is not much you can do. What we suffer from is a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing, believe it or not. It's a spiritual thing. Once you find your spiritual melody, once your higher power, and it's fine, whether Urikim Demo, whether it's Matlozi, whether it's fine, however you choose to communicate with them, you see the changes. Our disease is just a spiritual thing. That is all.
Which you then resort to solving it or resolving it with alcohol or whatever it is that is tangible that you can get your hands on.
Yes. And again, it's a spiritual thing because God never intended for bupilo boso. So clearly ulahlile tsela ya hao. There is no way that mdimo bupilo ruena utloba motho jwalo.
Yeah.
So we suffer purely our spirituality. So Lina, it's a one sikitola, my higher power started to understand. I started to realize God is not only found in church and I communicate with him wherever I am, however I am. You understand? And again, like halirno. Yes. Do you understand? Madam Speaker, if I had carried on with the course that I was doing, nice Lamborghini, or you understand? But I don't regret it today because of Ntweka Moharaga. No amount of money
was going to cure it.
No amount of money. And I realized that whatever God means for me, kitla it all. If it wasn't meant for me, I never get all. And where I'm at in my life right now, I used to have a large circle of friends. He removed all of them. Am I resentful? Do I blame anybody? Or if it wasn't for you, no, I don't. I've just taken it as they came to teach me certain lessons and it passed. I cannot be stressing about the past. Even the future, it's not guaranteed to anybody. But for the mere fact that today, literally today, somebody's alarm went off, but they didn't wake up. No alarm, no nothing. But by the grace of God, I woke up.
Sure.
My first thing that I'm grateful for the day, I woke up. Right now, as we speak, somebody has just lost their life. But God has awarded me this opportunity to come and sit here and share my story and tell them that there is hope out there and there is help out there.
Sure, my sister. Thank you so much. You're a blessing. You know, we've interviewed people in the past also, but you sound, not that I judge people, but you can tell if somebody's trying to convince you and not themselves, or if they're trying to convince themselves or whatever that they're saying, or somebody who has actually walked the journey and they've really overcome and they're saying, this is what I'm saying right now. And the confidence that you have in you sharing your story, the way you're sharing it, it really does say, listen, it's a thing of the past. In as much as I've heard before that when you are a recovering alcoholic, or when you're an addict, recovering addict, it doesn't matter how many years you left, whatever that you were with, you still call yourself for how long?
Yes.
Forever.
It's forever. I will always be, and I usually say I'm a recovering alcoholic and addict. It's just that for me, like I said, drugs was there and they didn't really put me to that point. And what brought me to my rock bottom, I even say my rock bottom had a basement because I hit my rock bottom.
You went all the way.
Yes, do you understand? So for as long as I live, I will always be a recovering alcoholic and addict. Reason being, I can never touch again. But as an alcoholic and an addict, when you tell me that I can never touch again, Oh, I remember the first time I was thinking, but when my child graduates and when I get married and second I need to go bail. And then I needed to bring myself to myself that who said that you will live to see your child graduate? Who said that you will
You are
live to
recovered
get
for
married
today. And that's all that matters.
Yes.
And when it comes to the disappointment, with the parents, because I do believe that, okay, let's say me, for example, when I failed a subject, I'm disappointed first. I really wanted to pass, but I failed. And I already know that my parents are going to be disappointed. And with them being, it's more like I can stand disappointing myself, but I can't stand disappointing my parents. Yes. And the words that people say when you are relapsing, for example, and they took you to rehab, you come back, they see you clean for like a month, and the next thing you are back in again. How does it feel? What does it say to you when you're looking at your parents and you see them? What do they say?
So when I finally let my guard down, when you talk of my parents, I remember they came back. So they came from church and they were sitting like directly opposite me. When we were watching TV. And something again said, look at your parents. And I looked at them. And I looked at them. Oh, and my heart dropped. I stood up and I went to my room and I cried. And I went down on my knees and I asked for God, yes, now I went through this, but what did they do to you to deserve ngwana o tshwanang le nna o tla ba utlwisa bohloko so? Do you understand? But then the answers are coming now because I tell you, like I say every day, I try my level best to be a daughter. I try my level best to give another parent hope. Listen, I don't know when, I don't know how, but I can tell you that it is going to be okay. At the end, everything is always okay. If it's not okay, then definitely it's not the end. When it comes to the hurt that I caused them, Madam Speaker, I can't really say. I can assume to which extent I hurt them. But remember, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
When they had sleepless nights.
Yeah.
When there were fights probably between Bona because the other one is saying this, the other one that. Even in my Godi siblings, because I wasn't there. I wasn't, but I could see her physically. But I wasn't there. And honestly, I didn't care because now my priority was Hunwa. I wasn't there for a lot of things. Do you understand? So I can never say to which extent, but I can tell you now, to not to make it up to them, I will go through any length.
Yeah.
That I guarantee you, there is nothing right now I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
But I can tell you the greatest joy, there's a couple of projects or one that I'm focused on right now. It's actually to do with alcoholics and addicts to help them. Can I tell you, my mom and dad are partaking like they also in recovery. I remember in my early days, my mom and dad used to go to meetings with me. They used to go to whatever NLE recovery related. They were there with me. You would swear they're part of us. But
but to be honest, I think they're also recovering. They are recovering from being parents of an addict. Yes. It's got its own impact on them that, like you're saying, you can never know. Yes. But when they are also hands-on, I think also it gives them that thing for other parents as well. They really feel the pain of the other parents, maybe parents whose kids are also still addicted. Because I think when you go through something which is like traumatic or terrible, you don't entirely want to see anybody going through the same thing that you've been through, So you try your level best to try and protect anyone you can so that they don't have to go through the same thing that you've been through. And how many years, or for how long? Let me not say how many years. How long have you been clean?
So it's 6 years, 5 months. 6 years, 5 months of, I always say mercy rewrote my life, of mercy.
Sure.
And I never really reveal my exact intent. It's just to help the newcomer or the one who's still suffering. Hey, listen, there is help.
Yeah.
There actually is help. Do you understand? I usually just say, just for today, it keeps me humble. It keeps me grounded. Understand? Yeah. Because once I say, I'm 20 years, I'm like, maybe I can have one more drink. No, you can't. So it's just for today. It keeps me humble. And I know today that I know nothing about life. Literally nothing. So I always stay humble and I always allow my higher power to guide me. That is all I ask. And every time I used to say, the way I pray right now has changed. First it used to be kupa this, kupa that, kupa that. Now I pray and say, dear God, please bring this still suffering. And then help me heal not only them, but the families as well.
Yeah.
In whatever little way that I can help, please, kupon sebedis.
Yeah.
Because I know what the drugs family.
Not only the person who's addicted, but the whole
family.
The whole community.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, alcoholism and addiction is a team sports. You know, it's not like golf, only one. No. It's like soccer. If gets our own goal, it doesn't only affect me.
Yeah, it affects the whole team.
Yes. That's the problem. But then for me, impact that thank you after. The harm that I caused, I only said after. Remember, during, I'm high, I'm drunk. I don't really see what I'm doing. I don't see the trauma, the hurt I'm putting my parents through. And we know, even though some people may shy away from it, you know, I've been to homestelling where they weren't nice. Understand? There's literally nothing. Everything it's all kamuring hunali patla. From matlari to ing. Because this person has turned into a monster. You understand? So that is why I'm grateful for the opportunity I'm feeling on our choose. I think Ilan Tacha Wulu, like I said that I've been to a couple of houses. It's said who bonang khono alla a re shelter pension. Why inka? Ha ke sa batle wan shapa sera songwan.
Okay, I want to ask you something. And this is very I think a lot of us are probably going to be convicted, you know, because of what I want to ask now. In most cases, even when we were growing up, there used to be one addict across the road or down the street that the parents would always use it as an example to say you will end up like that person, you know. And obviously in their thinking, they're trying to scare us off so that we don't turn out to be like that person, regardless of whether we know their background or how did they end up in that situation. But there's always somebody that will say, you see your uncle Mang, don't be like them, you know. What can you say to such parents when it comes to them educating their kids about this whole thing at drugs? Because your child can go out there and be educated differently about whatever, you know, or they could just find friends and then they go into drugs and alcohol. And when you thought all along, all you needed to do was to just point at somebody who's an addict, who also needs help, who also is not even aware of what they're doing, you know, that you will turn out like that person if you don't do the right thing.
So right now, I think it's not about only turning up like that person. I think right now, the way we the drugs settle everywhere too much. Seems like silly fashion or ing. So if I understand your question, or what would I say to a parent in order to advise their children not to? I think first and foremost, Madam Speaker, we don't understand what is addiction to begin with. Addiction is not you miming someone or ubonika mang or ing. Like I say, for na, I grew up in a good home. No traumatic experiences. My parents were there. But I needed to understand my addiction. Maybe with parents also try and understand your child. Now my problem also is that I have a very addictive personality. So everything I do, I tend to overdo. Whether it be eating, whether it be cleaning, whether it be cooking. Nanga pair 7 colors every day. Guys are spring cleaning every day. Because once I start something, I just don't stop. So even with the drinking, that is where the problem started. Because once I start something, I just cannot stop. Maybe Arzamang will understand, or what is the disease of alcoholism and what is the disease of addiction. Let's start there. My problem is centered in the mind and with my body. Do you understand? My mind obsesses too much. Once I put my mind, once I focus on something, that is why once I focused on my alcohol, it was just that. And then because spiritually, I was just not in a good place. That day, was also a solid foundation, maybe, yeah, or a playground.
Yeah.
Yeah. Untotsi vele ke se sharp.
Yeah.
So now I do say to the parents, let's try and understand the disease of addiction.
Yeah.
And then now they did say, the signs were probably there growing up. It's just that re ka se notice. But hona le ngwana o more needy than the other one, if umsheba.
Yeah.
O matepenyana, o neediana, everything I etsang, why over. So ke dintonyana tse leng gore tlamehile o di pick up from one. Are we saying that they become addicts or alcoholics? Probably not. But then there are other addictions out there that we tend to shy away from. Addiction, gambling, whether it be sex, whether it be pills, whether it be eating, shopping, studying, working, all those things. So everything that you do, once you start to overdo it, it's a problem.
Yeah. And I think the one thing that you're actually highlighting, which is very important, is the fact that are you aware? Self-awareness is also very important. And when a child is still young, obviously, they don't know these things. So when I, as the parent, is your responsibility to at least see, identify certain things and make your kids aware. Because I don't even want to give myself flowers for it, because what you are saying you are is what I am. The reason why I don't drink alcohol is because I have an addictive personality. So because of that, things like simple things for me, things like your peanuts. You know grilled peanuts.
Peanuts, yeah.
If I see you guys sitting here with a bowl of peanuts, I won't dip my hands in there. Not because I don't like them, because I know if I dip it once, I won't stop. So then it says that I'm not even going to give like my parents credit for them making me aware that I have this, so this is what I must do. It's just a thing that I thought to myself, I hate the fact that if I have to do it once, then I would have to do it all over again. So with everything, if I see that, okay, I actually enjoy this, then I have to pull back a bit and make it like a once in a while type of thing if I have to, because of that thing I know that I have an addictive personality. You see? So parents can also help. I think also the kids or anybody else for that matter, I didn't find yourself, do that self-awareness thing. Are you that type of a person? What type of person are you? Because it could be that for you it was because of that. For others it could have been for different reasons. So this life thing, we are fighting until we die. Yeah. There's always something that we have to fight, because there are many reasons why people do what they do, but we just try to crack it one day at a time. One different scenario at a time. But I believe with such platforms where people are sharing openly and being so selfless, because I believe that once you want to share your story, that is the greatest act of selflessness, because you're not keeping it to yourself. Because you could have easily said, now that I've cracked it, I'm just going to stay here and make sure that it works for me only, and I leave it at that. But the fact that you're sharing with other people, really, you are a blessing.
I think also it's because you see a lot of males coming forward saying, I want to help, I want to share my stories. But Rona as females, I don't know, we shy away from it. So it's like, okay, there's probably going to be a lot of people watching this, but it's okay. Yeah. It's okay to understand. There's a lot of people that know me, but don't know my past. Don't know so I know some also will be shocked, like, when? They just know that I work at a rehabilitation center, but my story they don't know. But I'm not shying away from it. I did my wrongs, and not only to my family. Let me also say this, but to the community as well. There's a lot of people that I hurt. There's a lot. And I try on a daily basis to be a better person. So even anybody who it wasn't my intention. And those are the things that I want to try and make right. Even after 6 years, 5 months of sketch, it's not that I was able to make amends to everybody. Some of the things are still triggered in more, yes. And now I can't go there and say sorry. Because if Kukolota $1,000, I need to go there with 1,500 to say, there's your 1,500. Do you understand? Yes. So that is what recovery has taught me as well. Or no, we don't go and say sorry. My life coach and my sponsor used to tell me, if you're good enough to steal 10 million, then you're good enough to pay it back. Somehow. Do you understand? If you don't have money, he used to say to me, then go. Say, Madam Speaker, I know Hurikilaka are wrong. My intention is to pay you everything back. Madam Speaker might say, no, it's fine. Do you know? You
don't have to.
Yes.
Or she might say, listen, I'll wait.
Yes. Or she might say, you know what, I actually need help around the house. Yes. And somebody can you do that for a month? and then forget about the money.
Yeah.
Bottom line is we are doing right what we did wrong, and we are taking responsibility and accountability for our own actions.
Yeah.
We are not saying, yes, I heard Madam Speaker Maraliena. No. I'm saying I heard her. Let me sweep my side of the street. And then the rest, God will see to finish. Sure,
Sissy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And this is so educational in so many levels. I don't know if maybe there's anything else that you would like to say before we wrap it up.
So, like I say, that I do a lot of service. So, I think I'm reaching out to Batswadi ba eleng hore they are going through the most, children that are going through the most. So, right now, getting ngwana to a rehab, especially it's a government, can be challenging. And I know the two biggest ones in the at the moment, but I really do like to help. So in whichever way, although they need to be aware that most of the rehabs they didn't take on private, but I always say, do you understand?
And where do they get a hold of you?
I can leave my number if it's okay. I don't know if it's my number or ing, but yeah.
And then social media platforms, are you on social media?
Yes, go TikTok, okay, Lebohang Tau 14.
Okay.
Facebook, Lebohang Tau as well. Okay. I think they'll see my profile picture. And I always put my profile picture, so yeah.
Please take a picture with this one and keep it for a while so that at least they...
this one. Not a problem. I always put my picture so that, because I'm big on service. So that is the reason that I always put my profile picture. By 50, but you'll still be saying, okay, Gio.
Yeah. And also, do you do like talks, like motivational talks, or it's something that you...
So in really, but it's just, the thing is that it's just us as alcoholics and addicts and maybe family, or maybe when I go memile.
Yeah.
But I'm more than willing to do. I think right now I'm coming out of my shell.
Okay.
Like I say, it was a bit difficult for me as well. So I needed to heal myself before I can heal the next person. I cannot give you 10 rands like it's nanyon.
Yeah.
If kinaliona, I can share, okay, 5 rand taki, 5 rand taki. And then if I really don't need it, and when you need it, then I can give you the full amount. So my glass wasn't even half empty. It was empty. I couldn't give what I don't have. And then half empty. My sponsor said, take it easy. Because once you start helping people, it's draining.
Yeah.
It's really draining.
Yeah.
So renida that cup is full. Or drain at least go half. Yes. And then you come back, go full, and then you give back.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So okay, no. I think I'm in a much better space. Much better space.
No, I'll keep that in mind so that when we do our things, I think would love to have someone like you to come and share. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us today, Ne. I really, really appreciate this, especially when it's coming to, like, it's a game changer when it's coming from a woman, because most of the times it's just guys. You know? Yeah. But anyway, Bazalwane at home, thank you so much for watching this episode here today. Please leave a lovely comment in the comment section down below. If maybe you are facing a similar problem, or you have a child at home, or a family member, or a community member who's facing a similar problem Lebo has overcome, please do reach out. Okay. Reach out. Let's not... There's a saying in my language which says that which means that a child does not cry. Like, direct translation, a child who does not cry will die right there inside the Abba, So you don't have to die in silence. Reach out and try to get help. And we shall see each other on the flip side. I love you. God bless you. Mwah.